Here's another dating red flag that I wish I listened to sooner that would have saved me a little bit of fuckery in the long run. Substance abuse. Irrespective of what weapon of self-destruction someone is engaging with, alcoholism, drug misuse, opioid addiction, every single person that I have been involved with on a romantic level that is engaging in whatever degree of substance misuse or abuse, they have not been emotionally available, they have not been able to emotionally regulate themselves, they have been stuck on some degree in a level of victimhood, externalizing a lot of their problems and have a complete inability or unwillingness to turn inward and recognize what is going on inside of them. So there is a huge amount of projection that was happening in these situations as well. Now, I know that there are always exceptions to the rule, and not everyone that has a substance abuse or misuse disorder is this problematic. I'm talking about it from my experience. Because what we find is red flags will differ from person to person, and often what drives the red flag being present is past experience. So for me, all of the people I've been involved with that have some degree of substance abuse or misuse disorders, they were all sitting somewhere along the insecure attachment spectrum. Some were anxious, some were very avoidant. They all had a history of trauma and they weren't seeking therapy or any mental health support to process this. And initially, they did seem quite regulated. And this is where it can actually be dangerous and draw you in if you have a little bit of codependent behaviours and that sort of fixer mentality that can come out to play. Because often what will happen is you can be quite drawn into these people. You start to develop feelings for them and a level of affection. And then once their dysfunction and their wounds start to show up, your empathy and your compassion gets triggered, and it can be very easy to enter into that sort of fixer mode and fixer mentality. So if you're with someone who is not ready, willing, and able to self-reflect, have a look at the role that they're playing in their own suffering and what emotional landscape they are creating for themselves and those around them, then it is essentially an exercise in futility trying to build a safe, stable connection with these people. Now, it is each to their own, and I know everyone has different experiences, but for me personally, every time I've let one of these dynamics play out, it has ended up in a place that is emotionally unhealthy and emotionally unsafe. So now, in the dating realm, if that has ever popped up early days, I've explored it a little bit more, and I've pretty much every single time found that there is other things bubbling away under the surface. And when that's there, I just end it respectfully, but the dating situation or dating dynamic I have just removed myself from. Because remember, we're after partners, not projects.